Said people, welcome back. Is it? Today, I do a quick talk about one artist when name Nitty Gritty. You get to me, I say, you don't know, him was Tennis best friend. From them, a youth a grow, a come up, them used to roll together. Them used to their sugar mine at youth production together and so on and so forth. So, Tennis and Nitty Gritty are like two best friends, you know what I mean? We used to pursue music together. Similar to Bob Marley and Peter Touch, you know what I mean? And Bunny Wheeler. His name is Glenn Augustus Holness, and he was born 24th of June 1957. His stage name is Nitty Gritty. He was a reggae singer. He's from Augustown in Kingston, you know what I mean? Which is one of them rough era there in Jamaica. So people, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of who Nitty Gritty is, you know what I mean? Talk a little bit about his journey. Then I'll talk about the circumstance under which he came to his demise. Nitty Gritty musical journey start out from him was a young man going to church. As with the case of most dancehall reggae entertainer back in those days. You get to me, I say people, Nitty Gritty was a lead singer and the choir in his church when he was growing up. And that is where his musical journey started. Nitty Gritty come from a Christian home. His mother a Christian and his father a Christian, you know what I mean? So Nitty Gritty automatically was a church boy growing up. And that is a similar background to his best friend, Tenasa, who also grew up in the church. Even though only Tenasa mother did Christian, you know what I mean? His father never really Christian. Whilst growing up, you know what I mean, people, through the influence of the environment, the influence of others around, you know what I mean? People are telling us, you know, say a good artist and so on and so forth. You know, Nitty Gritty decides, say, well, he must step out of the church and he must go pursue a musical career. Like any other artist, you know, him have him challenges, you know what I mean? Him form a little music group one at a time. Things never really go the way how them really want it to go and so on and so forth. Them get turned down by a lot of producers, you know what I mean? Just like a lot of other artists when they start out, you know what I mean, back in the days. Because them days, it's not like now, when a man can say, alright, I'm an artist and go buy him own equipment, buy him rhythm and record him own thing, you know. I never say it with them time. Them days, you have to find people who have recording studio because of them have the equipment and so on and so forth. And the connection to get the music out there to play on the radio and so on. For people hear you. You get me? Otherwise, you would have to go sing on a sound system. You see me? And you can only sing on a sound system if you have a certain level of recognition. You see it, people, so it kind of different from how it's still now, but there was always means and ways of getting your music out there. Nitty Gritty, they end up joining Sugar Man at Youth Production Sound System along with Tenasa people, you get me? So in the 1980s, Nitty Gritty released his first solo hit single, and that was on the Sugar Mine recording label. Nitty Gritty used to work on a sound system when named Zodiac. You get to me, I say people, yeah man. And he make further hit song. Nitty Gritty also recorded music for George Pang, same like Tenasa. You know, George Pang used to give the youth them chance back in those days. In 1985, people, Nitty Gritty move on to do some work with King Jammin, and that was when him record him first big hit song. At that game, the breakthrough where him actually did a look for. The song named Hagina Minty. That song was a Jamaican folk song. Nitty Gritty was the first person to record that song, and it brought him instant success. Right there, so Nitty Gritty getting big breakthrough. Nitty Gritty enjoyed success as him drop more hit song with King Jammin. Nitty Gritty did a go on good in him time. He released his first album in 1986 when he turbocharged. Him do work with King Kong production and so on and so forth. As a result of his success, you know, and the ongoing violence we are going on in Jamaica in the 1980s, you know, Nitty Gritty, just like a lot of other dancehall reggae entertainer back in the days, you know what I mean? Them leave Jamaica and find other places in the world to settle. A lot of the artists went to England, you know what I mean? A lot of them went to New York. Nitty Gritty relocated to London where he lived for a time, you know? And he was kind of laying low. He was releasing less music. Then afterwards, Nitty Gritty went to live in New York. New York is where a lot of the dancehall entertainer them did live back in the days. You know, so that's what Tenasa did go live, you know, Super Cat, a whole heap of the dancehall entertainer them, Freddie McGregor, most of the artists them from back in them time they leave and go live over in other side there. You see as the people, New York. One of the reasons for these people is New York itself was a lucrative market for dancehall, reggae music back then, you know what I mean? Dancehall entertainer used to make more money in New York than what they would make in Jamaica, you get me? So they would have made more money if they did show in New York. They would have make more money from dub plate and so on. And you know, you have some of the artists that will get themselves in a different things. Allegation is some of them start to sell drugs and get themselves mixed up in all different type of things. After Nitty Gritty moved to New York, him still record music, but you know what I mean, him record music less frequently. Maybe because, you know what I mean, them have other source of income, you know. Man get complacent, man kind of get lazy and so on and so forth. You get me as a people, but them did over there and them know them things. So peeps, now we're gonna talk about the alleged circumstance under which he lost his life. There has been a lot of rumors as it relates to the reason why Nitty Gritty came to his early demise, and all the stories have some things in common. One of the story is that Super Cat have a brother him named Junior Cat. You get me? Junior Cat do a show in New York, and the promoter, as our promoter used to treat artists back then, the promoter said him not have no money to pay the man after the man do the show. So you know, say him not have no money. You get me? I say. So Junior Cat meet a one girl, and you know, Junior Cat nah no money to book no hotel, nah nothing like that. So Junior Cat borrow a car from Nitty Gritty, borrow some money from Nitty Gritty, and him and the girl go sport. You get the massive people. But the car when borrow was a rental car. I remember the people, all of this is just allegedly. So the car when borrow is a rental car, and the car end up crash. There's nothing to say whether the car was rented by Nitty Gritty himself or is somebody from around Nitty Gritty that had rented the car. But the car crashed, and you know the insurance company was not offering to repay for the vehicle because the person driving the car, Junior Cat, was not authorized to drive the car. So that caused a problem, and you know say that caused Nitty Gritty to get really upset. So that is a half of the story. You get me, I say people, that are the first half of the story, because both of the stories them when we hear basically them end the same way. You get me, I say. So we don't know which one are the more accurate one will lead up to the eventual killing of Nitty Gritty. But as it relates to the confrontation, both stories end the same way. You get me, as a people. We're not sure which one of the story actually goes up, or if are the other story where people talk about say them they in a drug dealings and drug dealings go bad. You get me, as a people. But we're not gonna really discuss that aspect of it. I'm gonna talk about the other aspect. The other story is that Super Cat brother Junior Cat went and did a show and was not paid. But the promoter told him that he was supposed to collect his money from Nitty Gritty. You know what I mean? He was trying to get money from Nitty Gritty. That was not working out. You know what I mean? Problem start, you know what I mean? Argument. Him end up break Nitty Gritty car windshield. You get the as a people. And this caused a big argument. You know, Nitty Gritty get upset. Super Cat was there, who is Junior Cat, bigger brother, you know what I mean? And argument a go on. Nitty Gritty, him not satisfied, none at all, and him not hear what he want to hear as it relates to him being compensated now for him vehicle mash up. You get the message? So Nitty Gritty start to threaten Junior Cat, say I'm going to kill him and so on and so forth. Super Cat is there as Junior Cat bigger brother and a defending brother, and I say yo, that can go on and so on and so forth. The argument reached to a stage now where Nitty Gritty start to accuse Super Cat, say him did kill Tenasa, and get really upset and pull a firearm and point it at Super Cat and squeeze the trigger, but the gun jam. You get the message, people. When the gun jam now, the allegation is Super Cat draw a film gun and shoot Nitty Gritty. You get the message, people. Whether it be a licensed firearm or an illegal firearm, I don't know. But you know, Super Cat are one of them hardcore Jamaican there from back in the days. You get the message, people. You know, the man they on stage already. The man Ninja Man a clash and people a throw things on the stage, and them man a dip in their waist and return back all the back in the crowd and things. So you know, Super Cat was a no-nonsense person. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean, it is said that Supercat did what he did in self-defense. There was an investigation by the police. Supercat was eventually cleared of that murder. You get what I say, people? And because of the whole heap of attention during that time, you know, Supercat even get whole heap time bigger. You get what I say, people? Supercat career take off on a different level. Nitty Gritty died on the 24th of June, 1991. And he was just 34 years old. But you know, people, some of the time you hear some story and the story is not accurate. You get the message, people. But most of the times, even when the story is not accurate, there are some aspects of the stories that are actually true. You get the message, people. Because you don't wonder why somebody would have said, Nitty Gritty bring up the fact, say, a Supercat did kill Tenasa. You know what I mean, people? It's like Nitty Gritty did a carry a vengeance in him heart for Supercat. You get me, I say, people, because he might accuse Supercat, say Supercat have something to do with Tenasa's death. You get me, I say, people. Remember, you know, people, rumors also added that Tenasa was not intentionally killed. You get me, I say, people. Rumors have it that Tenasa was selling crack for some people that he know, and he was using the money to support himself. You know what I mean? His drug habits. What happened was that they were beating him, you know what I mean, and the beating got out of control and him eventually end up died and them threw him out a roadside. Those are just allegations. You get me, I say, people, but you never know. Sometimes you wonder why people come up with certain things. You get me, I say, people, you make you have to think a little bit deeper. But anyway, people, that are just my little input on that. So you can like, subscribe and share.
This work, man, see? Yeah, man. Now we are planting a style, see? Come on, no one. To give them. Yes. Gonna people are nice sometimes, see?